Welcome back to the Black Jersey, guys. As you can see over here, I've got a special guest on for today's video, and we're going to talk about how much the Highlanders improved over the season, because I saw a massive contrast between Super Rugby Aotearoa and Super Rugby Trans-Tasman and how well they played under Aaron Smith and Ash Dixon's leadership. This fella over here kind of epitomises the growth in the team to me. He's a local fella from Hastings, so I went to school with. Do you want to introduce yourself, mate?
Yeah, cheers, Max. My name's Hugh Renton. As you just said, was lucky enough to be with the Highlanders this year, and that's a bit of an introduction.
Yeah, mate. So with the Highlanders this year, I was really amazed with how well you went and stuff, because you weren't even in the team at the start of the season. I was wondering if you were snubbed or whatever, and then all of a sudden you end up being in the Highlanders. So the Highlanders aren't your first team that you've been with. So I just want to ask you, mate, who was your first professional rugby team, and when did you start out with them and stuff?
So first professional rugby team was with Hurricanes, Super Rugby team. So out of school I sort of signed a deal with Hawke's Bay Magpies and Hurricanes. So although I was injured for a good number of years there, I was down some training with them, trying to rehab with them, and then started out with them and moved south, and then moved south again. So I was sort of based in Canterbury doing university, and then sort of filled in and tried to take opportunities there, and then ended up with Tasman Mako for the Mitre 10 NPC, and then Highlanders for 2021, which was awesome.
So obviously you became a pro athlete at quite a young age, mate. I just want to ask you as well, who was someone that influenced your playing style? Like, who kind of did you learn to jackal off? Who did you learn to tackle off? What stuff did you watch when you were growing up, bro?
Yeah, well, I think, as a guy coming through, a young guy born like sort of just before the 2000s, Richie McCaw was playing the whole time. So always watched Richie McCaw, Kieran Reid with his offloading and his running. Grew up with those guys primarily, and then watching Jerome Kano quite a lot. Being a loose forward myself, those guys are all pretty standout for me. For sure. And then I guess when you sort of got into more squads, like learned quite a bit off sort of like Brad Shields, Callum Gibbons, Adi Severe at the Hurricanes, and then actually learned a lot of Luke Romano, just around like his line out stuff, his defense work and his tackling. He's phenomenal, like just is so intelligent and like just articulates everything really easily. So I think learning off him, I just sort of that grew my game a lot. And then those are probably the main influences in terms of actual playing and things.
Yeah, awesome, bro. For Luke Romano, he was so unlucky to be upon Brody. Oh, goodness. So at the start of the year, as I mentioned before, you weren't actually signed to the Highlanders, because this guy here was just on a short-term deal for the season, fellas. So how did that come to fruition, and how did they get you in his injury cover, mate?
Yeah, so finishing up with Mitre 10 Cup 2020, I had nothing, no bites, no indications, no conversations with any super teams. I was thinking far out, like, I want to be playing Super Rugby, I want to be a professional rugby player, and obviously wasn't good enough at that time. But then, just try to put my hand up where I could. And then sort of got to the start of the year, and I was sort of looking around the squads and just seeing like, there might have been a couple of injuries here or potential to go there or there. And then sort of text Clark Dermody and just said, hey, like, if there's any injuries or anything like that, I'm fit, ready to go, like not signing for anyone. And just sort of, I've got a relationship with him through Tasman the previous year. And so I just sort of just said that, and he's replied to me straight away. He said, yeah, mate, actually come down for a couple of weeks. We've got Liam Squire, who's sort of battling away, coming back, and then James Lynch's was still coming back from his ankle. So, flew down for a couple of weeks, and then ended up, a couple more injuries happened, and stayed for the season. Yeah, which was just, truly grateful for that initial phone call, text, and then to play on top of that was just, pretty special. And than to go as far as we could. We obviously didn't go all the way on things and could have done better, but yeah, it's good nonetheless.
Yeah. It was a really good signing, I think, as well. Like, hey, Kazuki Himeno still didn't arrive, so hey, everyone got the best, I think. Since you joined the team late and stuff, and you had those guys injured, like Liam and like James, who were the players who actually took you in, showed you the ropes of the team, and kind of brought you in, bro?
Yeah, we definitely got it starts from like the leadership group, like Aaron Smith, Ash Dixon leading the way and showing you the ropes. Got a few mates down there from Tassie as well, but sort of it was mainly like Nuggy. We were just having conversations all the time. We'd get lunch together or have a catch up in the spa or ice bath. And yeah, he sort of just I was asking him a few questions, about the Highlanders, about what he wants with his team. What can I do as a player to help. And he was just sort of saying like compete, just compete hard, help us as much as you can, and then the team will be selected on the guys who can compete the most or put it out on the field or whatever. And then I sort of tried to take that on board, and I was only there sort of a week before preseason games started, so then got opportunity to play the first couple of games, and then sort of started like that.
Good on you, mate. Nuggy gave some pretty good advice. Just go hard, just do your best, and show a growth mindset. Like, I think that was really good, and it kind of shows to me like, wow, actually, that's a nice choice as captain.
Yeah.
So the next question for you guys is I'm going to ask him, what were the highs and lows of Super Rugby Aotearoa? Just touching on when you said you couldn't really make it all the way.
Yeah, that's a good question. I think that the Highlanders, like, phenomenal team. Players that we had, as well as like the leadership and the way we were coached and everything. And I think we sort of just grew from the start of the season towards the end. And it was real close margins. I think the probably low point was just missing out on that Chiefs game. So we had to beat Crusaders, Chiefs, Blues to put ourselves on the spot to make the final Aotearoa. And we won 2 out of 3 of those games. And we only just lost to the Chiefs through like a David McKenzie extra time penalty kick, 40 metres on the side kind of thing. So real clutch player. And so that's pretty heartbreaking. You've done really well. You've beat Crusaders at home. You've done the Blues over really well at home, and you've gone well in the other games. And so to lose that one was bittersweet, because we put ourselves in such a good position going up to Crusaders, as I said, beat them at home, and then just to fall over was real disheartening. But then I think it kind of showed us as a squad, as individuals, that if we could get things going in the right direction, keep learning, keep growing, I mean, we could do something pretty great. And went into Trans-Tasman and just sort of bound together for 5-6 weeks, and just said, it's only a month and a half. Let's sort of get these 18 trainings or whatever done the best that we could, and let's just buy in all on one ship. And I think, as the games went on, we sort of got belief. We travelled away, did that when we had to go to Sydney last, because that Queenstown game against the Rebels was cancelled, and then did well enough there, won that one, and then so we had to travel around. And I think travel helps as well, like being away from home, like the squad's all together. And that was beating the Brumbies, class score that the Highlanders have had over there, getting that sort of bonus point as well, and then making the final. And I just think we did really well in the final. The boys were up for it, pushed hard with 60-70 minutes, and then a couple of penalties, and Blues got in the lead and took the W, which was that was a real tough point as well, but some real good times as well.
Hey, you worked hard, mate. Don't worry about it. Like, you're away from home and stuff. We all know the home team is the advantage. Without explaining any tactics, so you don't give away stuff to other coaches, kind of what did the Highlanders actually do to create that improvement, and what kind of stuff did they do in regard to that growth mindset we keep talking about?
Yeah, well, I think probably when it comes to professional rugby at that level of high performance, obviously like execution and having a good plan is important. But I think for us as a team was really that mindset to work hard for each other, to really work hard in defence. And you notice that in the final against the Blues, like we were really, our scrambled defence was just covering the tries. We're getting back up, trying to put big hits on. Ethan de Groot was just flying into everything. Billy Harmon getting back, making covering tackles, things like that. And so if each individual can sort of improve on their individual execution and their effort, and then you can, do the game plan to as accurately as possible, nail your set piece, nail the first couple of phases from the set piece. I mean, it sets you up to do pretty well. And that's probably an improvement that we got. We just got more consistent around that. We understood more, we learned, coaches made it simple enough for us to all understand it, and we're all on the same page. And yeah, I mean, when that happens, like, you can face a team with 10 All Blacks and beat them at home, or do really well. And that's probably what happened with us.
Yeah, I don't know what Fozzie's up to with not selecting as many Highlanders for the All Blacks, because there's a lot of influential players in that squad, and like as you said, there's just so many players in there doing the basics. So I've got 2 more questions for Hugh, for all you guys watching. So mate, I just want to ask you, apart from yourself, who's the most influential player in the Highlanders, brother?
Yeah, well, it's definitely not myself, but it's hard to look past the captain combo, Aaron Smith, Ash Dixon. I think, just the way they, there's always a saying, I keep remembering, there's no bad teams, only bad leaders, and we're a good team. And obviously that starts with the, great leadership through coaches and specifically the captain. So, I mean, you look at Ash Dixon and he just puts his body on the line every single game. Head in the spokes kind of thing, is not afraid to take anyone on and leads from the front, and that's massive. And obviously Nuggie Aaron Smith is exactly the same in that regard, but he just brings a complete ruthless competitiveness. He's just hungry as all the time. He's yelling, organising. You're watching the game back and you're thinking, all I hear is his voice, but everything's accurate, everything's correct, what he's saying. And he's into his 30s now, but he's just performing like a young buck. He's everywhere. Yeah. So those 2 are definitely most influential. And then you got a first fire. Obviously we've got a couple of quality ones, but you got a guy like Mitch Hahn, who leads the field, leads everyone around the field really well.
That boy.
Yeah, and he's just smart, great skill set, good at organising, and he's awesome too.
Yeah, pretty spot on with Mitch Hahn. Like, you can't really do without your first 5, mate.
It's a pretty important position.
Oh, definitely. So are the 8s, so are the 9s though. Like, you all need a spine. But I've just got one more question for you. So, okay, mate. So, are you ready for Tasman to take the 3-peat in the NPC that's coming up?
Well, I think that's obviously a goal of Tasman, myself, and the team and everything. But look, we got to turn up to training on Monday next week and start with the basics and go from there. It's no guaranteed win or anything like that. There's some really quality teams out there. So if we can, do it, we've got to do it differently to last year as well. Like, I don't think you can do it exactly the same as the year before and last year. So I think we'll do it differently. Boys will buy in. We'll do the fundamentals. We'll sort of, get on that bus together and start marching forward towards what we needed, the destination that we want to go to. And, if we do that really well and we start winning and we do good, then, hey, we're going to try to take that 3-peat and everything that goes with it. But there's a lot of work to do before then, Max. So, yep.
As he says, guys, that's the one. You can't just keep doing the same thing over and over again. That's the beauty of this era of analysis. If a guy like me can figure out some tactics, what do you think the other coaches are going to do? So that's going to be the end of my question here with Hugh Renton from the Highlanders and from the Tasman Mako. So make sure you head down and subscribe, like the video. Give this fella a follow on Instagram as well. Give the Black Jersey a follow too. Obviously, look at the Patreon. Look at the promo with Severely Concussed right now. Join our new Discord server set up by our mate Vincent as well. And I'll talk to you later, guys. Cheers for joining me, Hugh, and I'll see you later.
Cheers, Max. Appreciate it.